Yo, what is up guys, and welcome back to a brand new F1 Esports video. Today, one of my favorite tracks, Jeddah Corniche Circuit, I think that's the exact name of it. Much easier to call it Jeddah, but yeah, as you can see here, first lap of Q1. Very crucial one always. Very hard to be on it straight away in your first Q1 lap. Especially if it's a multi-round event, which these days in F1 Esports is always the case. Because, yeah, you can't practice in between rounds, of course, which makes it harder to adapt straight away onto a lap of Q1. Luckily, we always have a little bit of warm-up time before the actual session. I wouldn't mind not having a warm-up time as well, because that would really make it interesting in the first 2 laps in Q1, because it will make it really hard to be on it straight away, you know. So, yeah, first lap Q1, not too bad. You can see a purple first sector, although I never really know how much that means on the F1 game. But, yeah, it's been a fairly tidy lap. A little bit of small mistakes here and there. You can see there, not completely on the limit, but that's always the case in Jeddah. Of course, you need to get really close to the walls to get the most out of your lap. And that is always quite tricky on your first Q1 lap. Into turn 1 we go. Fairly clean. Really clean final corner actually. Right up to the wall on the exit. We're going to open DRS. And that's going to be a 1:25.714. And that puts us P4. And I did not need to go out again. So we saved the set of tires. P9 it is. And that is very lovely, because then if we make it into Q3, we have 2 new sets of tires. Again, it always comes down to the last lap in Q3, but it is nice to have 2 consecutive runs in Q3. Team standings, as you can see, we're leading by 26 points to Alpine. It looks like a lot, but 26 points really isn't that much. You know, if both me and Freddy score 0 points and then the teams in P2, 3 or 4 win the race, then yeah, you lose that lead already again. Driver Championship we're leading as well after Bahrain. 5 points to Otis Lawrence, 6 points to Nicolas Longuet, and 7 points to our teammate Freddie Rasmussen. So again, not a big difference. The point gaps are always much smaller in F1 Esports than in real life. And yeah, that's just because every race someone else is up there strong, getting a podium, getting the win. Although I think the only driver that's really been consistently up there, I think apart from China, has been Nicolas Longuet. He's always been top 5, top 4. So yeah, that's how he got up to P3 there in the standings. But into our final run in Q2, we're P5 at the moment, so we're gonna have to improve a little bit of a moment out of turn 2. One of the last cars here on track. So we will see into the final corner how much risk we have to take in order to make it into Q3, but P5 is probably not going to be enough, so we have to be on it here in the final lap of Q2. We're 600s up. We head into the next left-hander. I love this corner so much. You can send it in so much, and the car just grips up. 110 up. As we head into a very difficult corner, you have to get close to the wall there. We missed it slightly, and that's why we've lost 300s. But that's not the end of the world. See what we can do in the next left-hander. Again, a very hard corner to get right. You have to get right up to the wall on the entry and on the apex, and we get it right. We get an absolutely beautiful ride. We didn't bottom out on the exit curve as well, and we've gained 200s there as we head into the final corner on this track. We're down to P10 with still a lot of cars finishing our lap, so we have to get this final corner right if we want to make it into Q3, and we get it right again. Beautiful final corner, another 300-400 gain as we head up to the line, and this is gonna be quite easily true. We jump from P13 to P1, crucial lap there. And 1.3 is the difference between P13 and P1, and that was a crucial lap. It was such a clean lap, apart from turn 2 maybe. Lost a little bit in that right-left chicane as well in the middle sector, but other than that, a very good lap. And just clutched up in the right moment there. Jake Benham, Istvan Pukki, Tamas Gal, Thomas Horner and Freddie Rasmussen, our teammate, unfortunately don't make it through into Q3. You see the gaps are so small, so small. It's such a long track, such a difficult track, and yet the gaps are so incredibly small, time and time again. Yeah, it's just absolutely insane. You know, one small moment where you lose half a tenth and you're not making it, it's insane. This is the first run in Q3, a little bit of a moment in the final corner. This is new tires, of course. Up to the line we go, and it is a P2, 2.5 hundredths away from Otis Lawrence. And yeah, lost a little bit in that final corner for sure, but this is the lap it counts anyway. Final run in Q3. And this is where we need to get it together a little bit wide on turn 1, and unfortunately, rear just not sticking with us again through turn 2. And we've lost 1.1 tenths already. And that's what I was talking about. If we have that in Q2, we're not making it through, really. Of course, we had a little bit of a moment in Q2 there as well. I'm not sure what was going on there. I just couldn't get it corner right half the times. We did get it right in the first run in Q2. But yeah, full send for the rest of the lap because we need to. If we want to gain time still to this lap, we need something. We're gonna need something big, and that's why we're sending it down to 400s. And now this final sector is gonna have to be perfect. Of course, that banker lap was not too bad already, but this final sector is gonna have to be something else, and that's why I'm going on power so early. A little bit wide, but we carried so much speed through that left and right hand there. And we're now 300s down into the final corner, but there's a little bit of time to gain in this final corner. We had a little moment. Let's see what we can do here. The final corner we go, and it's equal on our time. You see the delta says 2-3 thousandths down. Across the line we go, and we've actually gained the position. So again, shows that it was very important not to give up after that turn 2, because yeah, lap was already over after that. We lost 1.2 times, I think so, in turn 2. So yeah, very frustrating, because that was the time to pole in the end, pretty much. So yeah, annoying, but it's P6 on the grid. We can definitely do something from here, and yeah, try and fight for a podium or even for a win. Jedi's quite known to be possible for overtakes, so yeah, we can fight from here. It's not the end of the road. It's not the Zandvoort or Monaco. Let's see what we can do. We're going to be starting on the hards. We got Tom Manley behind us on the hards as well. You got Joris Kroes, Ulla Zilderim, and Julian Klavenbok all on the mediums. Both Alpines ahead of us on the mediums as well. They're in P1 and P3. And off the start, we got a great start of the line. Considering we're on the hards, actually challenge Ulla Zilderim there into turn 2, but we lose a little bit out on traction there. But we managed to maintain P6 to Joris Kroes, and he is on the mediums behind us, so he's gonna have quite a bit more grip here on the opening lap. I'm just trying to leave a little bit of a gap to the car ahead. Straight away, everyone is riding so far on the pace ahead of us as well. But yeah, it's kind of crucial we stay ahead of Joris here, because you got Tom Manley in P8 on the hards, and obviously once all the medium box, kind of want to be out of DRS and not drag anyone along with us. So yeah, let's see if we can stay ahead here. Because I reckon if we can stay the opening lap ahead, we can stay ahead after that as well, because the mediums are not a great race tire. And that's why it's so risky to start on the hards, because the seconds in the mediums usually shouldn't be that good. So it is always risky, especially on this game. You know, on past games, the medium tire was very often a better race tire, but that just isn't the case really anymore. As we got Joris cruising down or inside in the final corner, we leave him just enough space, but we go around the outside, and that gives us more momentum down into turn 1. We're going to use a lot of our battery here to try and stay ahead, and we stay ahead. And I think that's most of the threat gone. Yeah, so in order to make this hard medium strategy work, we need really good race pace. We're gonna need to make overtakes fast, which is tricky again, because usually if you're forced to make overtakes fast, it always ends up being high risk as we got the first pitter on the mediums at the end of lap 7 onto the hards, and that's gives us a little bit of a gap ahead we have to push into to make sure we get DRS in the middle sector, but by now our hards are quite a bit faster. So yeah, end of lap 8, and we're gonna see more people diving into the pits. That is Nicolas Longue and Otis Lawrence coming into the pits, and now at the end of lap 9 it's Danny Bresnik coming into the pits as well. So only Julian Klaffenbach ahead now. He had DRS still into turn 1, so we're just gonna stay behind for the first and the middle sector, and then overtaken. Save our battery, and then we get DRS on this straight, and then we're gonna overtake him on the next one. You can see he's sliding around now. These rear tires are completely cooked. I reckon he's still gonna try and stay out for another lap together with Joris Cruisen, perhaps. Ismail Fassi in P5 at the moment on the mediums as well. They are trying the opposite to the leading group, going long on a set of mediums and then have better hard tires towards the end. As Julian Klaffenbach actually boxes there at the end of lap 10. Joris Cruisen stays out, and now we're released. Now it's flat out until we box. No tire saving, no ERS saving. We just have to fully go for it. Take a lot of risk, because if we end up too far behind the leading group when we come out of the pits, we will not have the tires to overtake anymore. So these laps are so crucial for our race. And you can see it, we're pushing so much harder than we did when we were in the train. And yeah, we've dropped Joris Cruisen actually behind us. You can see the gap, 1.2 seconds. We just got way better tires at this point. So full push it is. And no tire saving anymore. And I guess the next hard runner is in P6. Might be our teammate actually, Freddie Rasmussen. Also started on the hards. And yeah, he might be trying a very extreme strategy, starting P11 or P12. So he has to take some more risk than us. We are going for a little bit more of a normal strategy here today. Tom Manley behind us on the hards now. He's 1.5 seconds behind. We're going to try and keep him behind, or out of that 1 second window, so he doesn't get DRS. Again, we don't want to pull anyone along in this race. So yeah, lap 11 done. Thought maybe we're going to set up personal best lap, but we got the softest compounds available on this track, C543, so tire wear is quite high, especially with all these high speed corners. End of lap 15, and we are boxing for a new set of the hards. We're 3.3 seconds ahead of Istvan Pukki and Thomas Warner. Now they were in P12, P13, or that's where they started. Freddie Rasmussen ahead of Tom Manley now. So I think our teammate Freddie Rasmussen boxed in lap 12, so really early on to set on the mediums. Remember, we saw Julian Klaffenbach struggle at the end of lap 10 on the mediums. We are going to have to do 10 laps on these mediums, so we will struggle in the final 2 laps as well. And you can see, Ismail Fassi gets a tank slapper. We turned on the battery and we straight away got one move done. I think Ismail wasn't really fighting it too hard, to be honest. He knew that in order for his race to go well, we probably have to carry him along here for like 1 lap or 2 laps. He's going to get DRS now because we overtook him, and that's quite handy for him actually. So yes, 8 tenths ahead. 9 tenths ahead, our teammate Freddie Rasmussen. We're going to get DRS here straight away in the middle sector. These medium tires don't really even have to fire up because they're the C4s. Quite a low operating window. Softer tires always have a lower operating window. They need less temperature. They're easier to warm up as well. Got more grip when the tire is cold. So yeah, straight away into the DRS of our teammate Freddie Rasmussen. He's obviously not going to fight us. He's in 3 lap all the tires. And it looks like his strategy is not really going to go anywhere this race. You can see he's not really using the battery out of that corner. We're just going to sit behind her in the slipstream and then get past him on the start-finish straight. And then we arrive to the leading train already, so only 1 lap is what we needed to catch up to the leading train. Then we've got Tom Manley in P11. I think he boxed 1 lap before us, if I remember correctly. And yeah, we need to try and get past him as well. Obviously, it's only 1 lap tire advantage. It doesn't sound like much, but because it's the softest compound And because the tire is quite high around here, that makes quite a big difference actually. So yeah, again, you can see how slow the train is moving through this first sector. Everyone has to tire save. We're doing a little bit of tire saving as well to try and get a run onto this straight. Unfortunately we can't. Tom Manley pretty much on the same strategy, 1 lap tire disadvantage of course, so we're not gonna rush into things too much. I think he has a good chance of winning this race as well, so we need to play it smart, not trip over him while we both charge through the field. Freddy having boxed lap 12, I think he's not really gonna go anywhere, as he has the tire safe to even make it to the end of the race. So yeah, 3 positions gained already on Joris Cruiser, our teammate, and Ito Alfassi. Now again, Manley ahead of us going for a move on Julian Klaverbock, which is going to sit back and save her battery, wait for the right moment to pounce. And yeah, they're going side by side ahead, and actually that gives us a huge run into turn 1 on Julian Klaverbock. And up to P7 we go. I think that's P6 as the last guy comes into the pits on the hard mediums. Yeah, we got 8 laps to clear 5 cars ahead of us, so we need to play it smart, we need to play it safe. 8 laps of course, but realistically we need to do it in around 5 or 6 laps. As Tom Manley goes for a crazy move in the S section there, it nearly pulled it off. That would have been insane, but in the end had to back off, had to play it a little bit safe there. And actually I smelled something there into the next left-hander, but unfortunately it was a little bit too late, so I backed out. And yeah, I was gonna be on a 100% battery anyway, so I was like, you know what, let's have a little sniff there down the inside. Couldn't pull it off, had to back out. And now behind Danny Bresnan. Now the further we get ahead into the train, the older the hard tires will be, so the bigger advantage we have, and that's so crucial here. We've cleared the difficult people already. We cleared Ismail Fassi, we cleared our teammate Freddy, who obviously let us go. We cleared Joris Cruisen and Julian Klaverbock, who were on the freshest hard tires. So those were the most crucial ones. It will only get easier from here. But yeah, we're stuck behind another medium runner now, and now we get a run. There was a little bit of a contact there in the final corner. We got quite a bit more battery there, so we were just saving before this. Jeddah, not the easiest track in the world to save battery, by the way, because yeah, all the corners are so momentum based. You have a lot of straights. There was some contact there actually. Huge lag bubble incident, and there's another crash further behind there. Which I think was Ismail Fassi actually. So P5 it is, right behind Danny Bresnan. Now he's gonna try and defend hard from us, of course, but we got much better tires, and we're gonna go for it into the next left-hander. Actually, he didn't defend hard at all. He, I guess, was low on battery due to the previous fight, or maybe struggling on tires, or maybe just both, you know. So we still have such a huge tire advantage. Now we got Nicolas Longuet up next. He boxed at the end of lap 8. So 11 lap old hards versus 3.5 lap old mediums. See if we can go for a move into the next left-hander perhaps. I was thinking better of it. Charging the battery to go for another one on the next right-hander. Trying to get a good exit. Dirty is so bad through there. Now we got another run. And I think the same thing again. I think Nicolas started to perhaps run low on battery, or knew that eventually we were going to get past with the tire advantage anyway. So, end of lap 19, in a bit of a moment through the final corner. I was thinking maybe we could have a go straight away into turn 1, but unfortunately we didn't. And yeah, now we have to recharge the battery for the rest of this lap. Obviously we got the first sector coming up anyway, so it makes it quite easy to recharge the battery. And then we can go for a move on the top 2. Now the first place obviously won't get DRS, and that way that gives us a better chance of overtaking both of them at the same time. So yeah, again, just recharging the battery. We don't have to go for a move. Yeah, we've got time. We still got a tire advantage. We just gotta play it smart. So nearly back up to 100%. We're going to use a little bit here and recharge. Then we got another braking zone. You can see the car had pulling away so much because they're using the battery there much more than us, but we're just recharging, and then we can gain it back in the corners due to the tire advantage. So yeah, 5 laps to go at the end of this one. Let's see if we can perhaps go for a move on the start-finish straight, maybe even into the final braking zone. We got a double slipstream and DRS, so let's see what we can do here. 40% battery, and that gives us enough to fully use into turn 1, and we're gonna go for the move. They go side by side into the final corner. They know that they have to do something because we're coming on those fresh mediums, and now we've got DRS and enough battery to use all the way into turn 1. Otis is flashing ahead of us, so no more battery. We go down the inside, and this is such a tricky braking zone for us. We lock the rears a little bit, but we get it stopped in time, and now we go around the outside in turn 2 to take the lead of this race with 5 laps to go. And now, crucial for a race is that we break the DRS, because in 5 laps time, we will not have a lot of tires left. Those mediums, as I said early on, are not a good race tire. They just got grip for a few laps, and then they wear out way too much. You have no pace, they overheat too much. Again, a lot of high-speed corners, softest compounds available, so that is just not a good combination. The reason they use it in real life is because it's a street track. Usually street tracks got a lot softer asphalt, like Monaco, which is why they use the C5 as well. Not a lot of loads usually on street tracks, but obviously Jeddah is different. Yeah, it's less abrasive asphalt usually on street tracks, and that just makes it harder to turn on the tires, and it also gives you less tire wear. So that's why, but still a lot of high-speed corners in Jeddah, and that is kind of killing our tires in the game. So, at the final corner, we recharged quite a lot of battery in that 1 lap, and that's just what I need. We need to recharge the battery to have a go at breaking this DRS. 4 laps to go, and this is a lap that could decide a race. This is such a crucial lap to break the DRS, and that's exactly what we're doing, using battery out of turn 2, and now it's maximum attack, maximum risk through the S section. You get a rear stepping out all the way through here as we're pushing it to the absolute limit. Again, rear just sliding around slightly on us through that high-speed section, and this is actually completely killing the tires, but we just got to do it for 1 lap in order to break the DRS, and that could decide the race. To the next left-hander again, maximum attack, rears constantly moving around as we push it close to the wall. 1.2 seconds is the advantage that we head into the next DRS detection zone, which is right there on that white line. 1.4 seconds at the gap, and we're just gonna drain the battery. Maybe we can try and get the fastest lapper. Would be very difficult because by the end of this lap, the mediums are 7 laps old. So yeah, I don't think we'll be able to do it, but we're gonna try to even create a bigger gap and give us some margin to save these mediums a little bit, so we got some percentage left in the end on the tires. Into the final corner, rear stepping out again, and now up to the line we go. And unfortunately, our delta just went red there, so no personal best even up to the line. Tire's just not there anymore, but yeah, can't have it everything. No fastest lap for us in the end, but it's okay. I'll take the 25 points anyway home. Otis looks like he's gonna finish in P2 because he's got an 8 or 9-10 gap to Olaf Yildirim in P3. Nicolas Longate P4 and Danny Bresnan in P5. In the end, we were the only ones that made the hard medium work. Obviously, we were the ones that also started the furthest in the front, so that helped massively as well. But we played it right, made the moves when we needed to, and yeah, didn't take a necessary risk, didn't get into any stupid incidents. Had great race pace as well in this race. And yeah, 3 seconds is the gap in the end. Probably could have pushed it a little bit more, but you know, Jeddah in the end of the day is still a street track. And yeah, you got to keep your head screwed on. There's no need to finish with a 4-second gap to P2 or a 5-second gap, because in the end you only get 25 points for it anyway. So P1 it is, our second race win in a row, and yeah, very lovely. Always felt like I had a chance to win this race. Every year I felt like I had a chance to win this race. Last year it got taken away from us, of course. This time it didn't.
That was a brilliantly executed race. You made it count at the beginning.
Yeah, cheers, uncle. So yeah, another 25 points, 50 points in 2 races. Very lovely. Hope you guys enjoyed this F1 Esports video. So a lot of you guys complaining, where do we have more esports videos? Yeah, I know, guys, but F1 26 just came out. So, or F1 26 DLC. I don't know what to call it. I'll just call it F1 26. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to put the thumbs up, because it helps the channel massively. Make sure to subscribe as well. Leave a little comment as well. Type 1 in the chat if you think this race was great. Type 2 if you think it wasn't. Type 3 if you think I'm unk. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys for the next F1 Esports video. Ciao.